Ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty is back. New teams and rosters, majors and modes. To start this new series off, Week 1 qualifiers and results, and a look into Week 2 qualifiers and matches. Episode 1 starts now.
Specifically more's there. In order to play smarter, you should be more scared. Check the odds before dice have been rolled. Cause this is war, if there's a price that I'm sold. Stay frosty, cause I'll be awfully quick to ice you, I'm cold. And then I'll light up a cigar, you like to get smoked? Oh, I'll serve you any kind of cocktail you want, but mainly Molotov, toss it back and drop like a shot. You might have had one too many, so no wonder I'm hot. I'm better dressed for the occasion, you don't cover a lot. So when you're all gillied up and think you're ready to go, you'll probably be dead before you even get to be prone. Clickety click, and just like a lullaby, you've been lulled by this rhythm of hit markers, and it never gets old. If you're looking for a fight, you can put me in your sights. So you wanna go to war, don't ever come alone. If you're looking for a fight, gonna put you in my sights. Cause every time I lock and load, it feels like coming home.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to the newest series, Two Dudes Podcast, CDL. We're your hosts. I'm Freak.
I'm Babs. It's back.
The CDL is back. And we are going to start off with rosters. There are two new teams, formerly known as the Florida Mutineers, are now the Miami Heretics. You'll see that on the right side of your screen. The only returning player on that team, I believe, is Vikul from last year.
So
And the London Royal Ravens are now the Carolina Royal Ravens. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were keeping up with it, with the CDL and the rosters leading up into it because their season starts so late in the year. We can do a quick little breakdown. We already know FaZe kept everybody besides Slasher. They signed Draza from the Thieves. One thing that you were really excited about all summer before the new game came out, Optic signed Fred and Kenny. Fred is from Surge, and Kenny is also from the Thieves. They retained Shotzi and Dashi. The defending Call of Duty champs, the New York Subliners, kept everybody besides Parista. They signed Sib. Who is it? Breach. They kept only one player. And I believe who was that one player that they kept? They ended up signing Capsule, Parista, and Slasher. I don't remember that. Their second sub player they kept. Snoopy? Yeah, okay. The Thieves.
Towards the end of the year.
That's right. Yeah. The Thieves, they have a completely new roster. They signed Afro, Cammy, Ghosty, and Joe Deceives. Rocker, they have a completely new roster as well. That is Awakening, Vivid, Accuracy. Who else? Best person.
Who we talking about? What team was that? I'm sorry.
Rocker. Nero. No, that's not Nero.
The Rocker, Accuracy, Lens, Awakening, and Vivid.
Lens? Okay, yeah, that's who.
Yeah, Lens. And for Breach, the only player that returned was
Snoopy. Yeah.
Snoopy. Everybody else was signed because
everybody else is new.
He went to Florida towards the end of the season or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That, like we were saying for the Heretics, everyone on that team is new, except for Vikul. Yep. Now you will see Eric Boom. He is not on the starting roster. I believe he is on their challengers or he's one of their subs. I'm not too sure. Their starting roster is Metals, Lucky, Journey, and Vikul. Quick. One thing that's interesting to know, if you guys do watch any of their matches and you hear their listen-ins, it is not in English.
No,
they all speaking Spanish. They're all Hispanic Spanish speakers.
But I like that though.
No, it's. I
like to have
it's a different aspect. I mean, it's interesting.
Heretics coming into the league is good.
Yes.
Because one, it brings a whole different
dynamic.
More people into it. Heretics have a huge Spanish following.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. So them coming into the league is huge for it because that brings a whole group of new followers.
Yeah. And they didn't look too bad. We'll get into it here in a little bit, but they didn't look too bad again to start their season off. So the next team, Surge, they signed a completely new roster. They have Abuza, Arcides, Illy, and Hook.
That roster is dangerous.
Yes. They also looked really good.
Yes.
Uh, Next team, we did not see them at all. Did we? I don't remember seeing them play week qualifiers. I might have missed their match or
Who's that?
something. Ultra.
The Ultra. They played. They went. They only played once. I think
Yeah, we've.
they 3-0'd the Gorillas.
That's right. Okay. They kept everyone besides one player. They signed Envoy from Thieves.
That's huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a nice roster. They have
that's a
Kleenex,
very nice
Envoy,
roster.
Insight, and Scrap. It's a really
Envoy
good roster.
is one of the a top tier sub.
Yeah.
That's going to make them very dangerous this year too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
Uh,
of a lot of good teams. Like every year the league's getting better and better.
right, and I mean it's still like really early. I do have. I didn't. I was thinking about putting these in here because they did make changes to uh like that they had like major changes and like point spread changes for the
Mhm.
season and everything. So I didn't want to make it this episode too long.
Yeah, we can go
Uh,
through those this week. I mean,
uh,
within the
but um, I it's too early to say anything because so there's four majors. Two
I don't like
major
that they lost a major.
right. Two majors are gonna have 5 weeks, and the other two majors are gonna have 4 weeks. Um, I don't know. They haven't announced where Champs is this year.
Well, I honestly I kind of hope it's either in London or
Well,
Texas.
I don't think we're gonna have any
Hell,
any
they
in
had one in Columbus last year. I think one in London would be lit because
yeah, but we don't have any London teams anymore.
we didn't have no Columbus teams either. There's no Ohio teams, and they had that one major in Ohio last year because New York backed out.
But I mean, that's
I really feel like, but honestly, I feel like it's going to be either LA or Texas.
probably.
It's going to be one of those will be the championships because I honestly I feel like I mean yeah I'm an optic fan, but I feel like Texas's major was lit last year.
Yeah,
That and Toronto were my favorite too, but Toronto's got a major, so I guarantee they won't be champs.
most likely not.
So
Uh,
I have a feeling it's between LA and Texas.
most likely. The next team, the Royal Ravens, Carolina Royal Ravens, the new Carolina Royal Ravens. They have God RX, Clayster, Gwen, and Rio. Um, their
I
week one
feel
was
like
interesting. They were kind of up and down, but they evened out at the end.
yeah, I feel like the Royal Ravens. I think it's between them and the Rocker between Minnesota and Carolina. One of those two teams are going to be the first ones to have roster changes.
Think.
Yeah, hell, you could throw Gorillas in there too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Gorillas, they only kept one player from last year, and that was Assault. They signed Estral, Diamond Khan, and Fame. And like I said, I didn't see their matchup, but they didn't really. I mean, the the map total really doesn't tell you like how well they performed in that match. So
Gorillas got 3-1 by Toronto.
yeah,
I
but I
mean,
mean,
it's hard to say Toronto's top five, but they went 3-2 with New York.
right. But I mean,
So I mean, they played
my
good.
team didn't do well either, but they didn't. But they
Yeah,
looked great
and
in
it's
both
way too early in the
matches.
season to be
So
like this
right,
is going to be the worst team.
right,
It's literally the first week qualifiers. Give us
right.
a month in, we could tell you.
Right,
you know,
right. Well, I
but
mean, because the major lasts, like we said, it's going to be 4 weeks for this entire major. So
so you can't really tell off of one week. On paper, you can kind of see, but that don't always see. A team could be one of the best on paper and not perform.
No, and that's not to
So
mention that qualifiers are online and LAN,
yeah,
and the,
two different things.
the actual major tournament is LAN.
Hmm. They can play
And
like ass online and play like
right,
monsters.
right,
Look at Optic last year. We played amazing online, and when it came to lands, we shit
right.
played.
There's a lot of players that play
Like
better on
yeah,
LAN.
yeah. So
Last team, Vegas, the Vegas,
they just
Vegas Legion. They kept one player, and that was Standy. They signed Attach, Nero, and Purge.
I kind of like that roster.
I think Vegas is going to be that sleeper team
I
this
do
year.
too. I think they're going to start slow, um, but having Attach is good.
Yeah,
That's a nice veteran to have that leadership.
yeah.
Nero played really good. I think he's good. I like Standy.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he got the shit end of the stick when getting kicked off Toronto. And when
That
he went to
and
Vegas last
what
year, he kind of
didn't he
proved
play for
that.
New York too?
No, I think it was just. I think he went from Toronto right to Vegas last year.
Hmm.
I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I don't think he played for New York, but he's good, and he. There's a reason
Yeah.
they kept him.
Okay.
He was playing out of his mind there.
All right. So speaking of the majors, the current major that we're in is the Boston major, and it
Yeah, they would
started.
put they would put Boston in fucking middle of the winter, wouldn't they?
Right. So the major started on the 8th. That was last Thursday. And the grand finals to the Major One tournament is January 21st. So that kind of gives you guys, if you're new to the watching competitive Call of Duty, gives you kind of an idea of how long each tournament lasts. So you have about 2 to 3 weeks of qualifiers, and then about a week of the actual tournament itself. Uh, Major 2 is one of the new teams, Miami Heretics.
I love that.
That one's probably gonna be
That one's gonna be crazy.
insane. That one's
First is
probably
Miami.
that one and the Ultra Major, the one following that, is
They're
gonna
gonna
be
be
insane.
yeah. Miami. First is the Heretics. People are gonna show out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And that's the thing. Like having that Spanish team is so awesome.
Yeah,
I feel like this is going to be probably the biggest one of the year.
probably Major 2. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I can.
liked and I love that I love that the two new teams they gave them both majors this year.
Oh yeah.
I do like that.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
definitely. I
it's
mean,
Carolina.
you kind of
What's
have to
going
do
on in
that.
Carolina? I mean, there's not
Right,
much there.
right,
But
right, right.
but I like that both the new teams got majors.
Yeah, and of course, if you already know, if you play competitive, if you play ranked competitive Call of Duty or anything, or if you just watch it, you already know that the game modes are still hardpoint, search, and control. So those are the game modes. With that, with us being here, I guess I can talk about the.
Oh, before we do this, Freak, just off of what you see roster wise,
Huh,
what's your top 5 teams?
top 5 teams based off a
Who do you think
roster.
just off of who you see who they have?
Um, let's see.
No specific order. I'm just
Top 5. I'm gonna say phase 1, Surge 2, Optic 3, New York 4, and I'm gonna put Heretics at 5.
you think Heretic's going to be a sleeper this year?
Yeah,
I think I
they could be a sleeper. Yeah,
I'm with you. I think
I liked how they played.
I think they're the biggest sleeper this year. One, nobody knows them.
Yeah, I mean they only had one
I
match
think
week
I'm the
one, but
same. I'm the same with
still,
you. I'm the same with you. The only you said New York 5 or New York 4.
yes.
I think 4 is between subliners and ultra.
I would put Ultra 6.
And honestly, I think
And then
thieves
I would put
are going to be
Thieves. I'd
close.
put
I
Thieves
think
7.
I think yeah. I think see, the, the, like the
It's gonna
top is going to be close. I
I
don't
don't
think there's going to be one team that pulls away from everybody.
I don't know. I mean, it
That's
looked
my, but I'm with you on Heretics. I think they're going to be sneaky good.
yeah, Heretics looked really good in their match.
You
Uh,
know,
so getting back to um the point changes. So the tournament breakdown, uh, of course, eighth or ninth and eight through 12th place, you get 0 points. Seventh and eighth place uh, is 15 points now, so it's increased by 5 points. Fifth and sixth get 30 points. It's increased by 10. Fourth gets 45. That's increased by 14 or 15. Third gets 60 points. That's increased by 20. Second gets 75. That's increased by 25 points. And first now gets 100. And that's
and it's
increased
just
by
majors,
35.
right?
Yes, that is just the major
And
tournament.
is it still 10 points per win during the qualifiers?
I believe so.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought it
Yes,
was.
every qualifier
Yeah, I
match
thought
is
it was.
worth 10 CDL points. This is just for the land tournaments.
So they just changed the major tournament
Just
breakdown.
chase the majors.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what I thought.
All right. Now, getting into our week 1 qualifiers. Day 1. First match was Austin Breach versus FaZe. Then it was Surge versus Thieves and Optic versus Subliners.
I don't know how much of the qualifiers did you catch?
I watched the
I know you missed some because
yeah, I
of your work schedule. You missed some.
yeah, my work schedule because I was asleep. I was asleep for the FaZe match.
Yeah,
Um,
because
but
the
I
phase match I
rewatched
came in towards the end.
all of them, and honestly, that match could have gone either way
Yeah,
with the
Boston Breach looked pretty good.
with Breach and FaZe. Like
Yeah, Breach did play
that was
pretty
a
good.
pretty even match. Um, the Thieves. Um, I didn't like what I saw uh, in the search and in the last hard point, but the first hard point they were competitive and they 3-0'd them in the control. Um, but it was their first match, so I let that one go. Optic and the Subliners. That one could have gone either way, really.
I think when I was watching the Thieves match, what I saw there, one Surge is just fucking going crazy right now. Um, with the Thieves, I saw a team that hasn't been together that long.
Yeah,
I
probably
think like I don't see it. It's not.
probably going to be a continuous thing all season, I would say,
I think
for them.
I think going into the major, I think they'll start getting on page together.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's way too early in the season.
yeah.
They have the
It's
skill. They have the skill. I think it's they're gonna get going together,
mhm.
and once they do, they're gonna start getting dangerous.
Yeah, I could see us making some noise and everything. I really don't
Oh,
see us
absolutely.
winning any majors. I'll be honest with you on
I
that.
think they can.
Um, I don't know. It's still too early. It's
Yeah,
still
it's way
really
too
early.
early.
Um, so all right, day 2 was the debut of the 2 new teams, and they went head to head.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Heretics swept them. It kind of threw me off because
Convincingly, like
I
they did it convincingly.
uh, it threw me off because I didn't know that they were gonna like their comms were just gonna be in straight Spanish.
I don't think anybody
Uh,
did.
and then next match was Vegas Legion versus the Rocker. They win 3-2. Ultra they win 3-1, and Surge win again 3-1. Um,
Stop.
The first match and the last two, those were pretty much. I didn't see Toronto's match, but I would assume that they were pretty significant, hands down.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they
I watched the first two. I knew that was a blowout, and the second one was could have gone either way. Rocker could have won that in the end. So um, it was pretty solid day two, and then day three. We had our very first reverse sweep of the season. Legion versus the Royal Ravens. Subliners 3-2. The Gorillas. Thieves get swept by the Fays, but honestly, that could have been reversed.
it could have.
It could have gone the other way. Um, the Thieves played a lot better, I would say, in that matchup than they
I
did in their
believe they
first
were
one.
all really close matches, weren't they? All
Yeah,
three of them?
they were all of them.
It wasn't like blowouts. They were like real close
They
matches.
they played really well. That's why I'd say is um, still a little bit early to determine on like how well each of these teams are going to play. And
Yeah.
then Optic gets their first win. They 3-1 Rocker. And that one was pretty significant. That Rocker really didn't put up too much of a fight in the respawn modes.
Yeah, the optics a little behind too with Pred having visa issues at the beginning.
Yeah, but I mean they they played well in their first two matches. So
Yeah.
And then to wrap up the standings, this is what the standings look like after week one. You got FaZe at the top with Surge at second, Subliners in third, Heretics in fourth, Ultra in fifth, Optic sixth, Legion seventh, and the Ravens wrapping out in the top eight. If you guys are new to the CDL, only the top eight make it to champs. So if you're 9 through 12, if the season ended right now, which would be really strange, you're not.
That would be weird, right?
You're not making champs. So we will. We will. I'll always have an image of the top 12, but when we talk about it, we're only going to announce the top eight. Keep you guys clarified and understanding what we are discussing. Top 8 teams currently right now is what I had mentioned earlier. All right, week 2 matchups. Day 1, Friday, December 15th. Got Miami versus Legion at 12. The Thieves versus the Breach at 1:30, and then Optic versus the Surge at 3. Do we want to do predictions for the season?
I mean, we can.
Um,
Or we can give it another week. Let us see what we.
You want to give it another week?
Yeah, because I'm not fucking sure, bro.
We didn't have a preseason.
Yeah, so we don't know what to go off of. Let's do that next week. Next week we'll do some predictions.
All right. It's gonna be some interesting. I will say this. I did look ahead at the Thieves 2 matchups. I think that we could bounce back this in qualifiers.
You have the Gorillas. Yeah, y'all could.
We got Breach and the Gorillas. Yep.
Yeah, you could definitely bounce back. Day 1, holy shit.
Yeah.
Heretics, Legion, Thieves, Breach, Optic, Cert, bro.
Yep.
It's
gonna be a good day 1. Day 2, Saturday. You got the Heretics playing again to start the day off against the Rocker. Then you've got Legion versus Subliners, FaZe versus the Surge. That's going to be a good matchup. Yes. And Ultra versus the Royal Ravens.
That Surge FaZe one's going to be good.
Yeah, that Surge FaZe one's going to be the most watched one probably. All right, and then to wrap up week 2 qualifier matches, Sunday, you got Royal Ravens versus Optic. Start the day at noon. And then Gorillas versus Thieves. So the two LA teams face off. So yeah, I really think it's a good time for the Thieves to bounce back this week.
They could definitely go. They can
Yeah, they
definitely
win,
go
win the
2
next
wins
two.
this
Yeah,
week. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then the
that could.
Breach versus Ultra. Huh.
I mean, that's
I
that's
think
not a
we're
lot of.
in for another good week of
Oh yeah, absolutely.
qualifying matchups. Um, gonna see some shakeups most likely. I think Thieves can bounce back this week. I think the Heretics will probably sweep again week. They might have a tougher matchup against Legion to start the day off Friday.
Yeah,
I think Ultra is gonna do well. Optics should do well as
the
again.
only game I'm worried about is that Surge game.
Surge, yep,
That's gonna
Surge.
be if they can beat Surge. I think. I mean, I'm really not stressing the Ravens. I think they can beat them. That
Yeah.
Surge game, though.
I think to be honest, I think the Surge team is going to be the team to beat this year because they have three former champions
I mean,
on their team: Illy, Ook, and Arcides. So
they just look deadly, bro.
they're dangerous. I just think they're going to be the most dangerous team this year. Surge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is crazy.
That's the team everybody's gonna be worried about,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah. There's not much else really to go over. Uh I would probably think that Ravens are going to continue to struggle. Um, I know we were watching their matchup against
Who's that?
it was Vegas when they did their reverse sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was that was surprising me. Um, yeah, so I think I'm on board. I what you said Vegas and Rocker or no Ravens and Rocker are going to be the first two teams to probably make
One of them.
changes.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh, I would probably lean more towards the Gorillas and
Honestly, I could see that too. I could definitely see that.
we haven't seen Diamond Con since Cold War.
Diamond Con was good though.
All right.
But yeah, no, definitely. I could see one of those three teams for
But
sure.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week too. I'm definitely excited. Glad CDL is back in the
Oh
fold,
yeah, dude. I was so hyped.
and we'll just go ahead and let everyone know that every week going forward, Thursday, 9 a.m. Every Thursday, 9 a.m. We will be posting new episodes. We will be doing recaps of the following qualifiers, and we will be talking about upcoming qualifying matchups leading up to the major. Um, and then when it comes to major, we're just gonna, you know,
Who knows?
have
We
that.
might do a finals watch party on. We might stream that.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
might. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something.
yeah. We'll figure it out. It's got we got a long season ahead of us. It's not gonna end until what, June?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So uh, by the time
Yeah. Who knows? We
we're
might do.
wrapping
We
up
not.
this first season of the series, we'll be starting football again.
Yeah.
Get close to it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. But
But yeah.
yeah.
Who knows? Majors. We might live stream the watch parties. We might live stream the event.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll do something.
Yeah. Do a little finals watch party or something.
Might be a little easier
the-
after football season.
Yeah.
I need more monitors.
Don't you already have 4?
Yes.
I need one more. I only have 2. I need to get
Bro,
one more.
I was watching football and fucking Call of Duty all weekend.
I was a little frustrated because I couldn't watch both.
I was watching everything.
I had to pick and choose. But yeah. That's gonna wrap up this week's episode. I didn't think it was gonna be this short. I expected it to be a little bit longer. It's only been 35 minutes, but hey, we will take it.
We got everything.
Yeah, we got everything covered. Granted, it's we didn't have a preseason, so it probably would have been a lot more to talk about
Yeah,
if there was like a kickstarting tournament or something like they did last season.
Yeah.
But
once we're through a first couple,
yeah, there's gonna be more stuff to talk about. Engage more of the matchups. With there only being 12 teams, we'll be able to talk about every matchup, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
At least like highlights in certain parts of each
for sure.
each match. But yeah. Again, every Thursday, 9 a.m. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there's if the watch party thing is something that you guys want us to do, and we're highly considering it. We've been talking about it before we even started this episode. So yeah, we will see you guys next week. Later.
Later, guys.